Hi, Blazor. How are you? So there's 1 degree of freedom. All right. I haven't watched any of the solve for this yet. How can that be 5? What? That seems impossible. Miotis John Hayes, Champions and Die. He Ghost Wheel, he Druser. Runaway Bites, he Mostly Logic. Benstein. How is that possible? I don't believe this can be outside of a region. This could be. If I had a region here, and then the gap was here. It could be like that. But this one must be. And one of these two has to be. That's not true, because there could be one here, and then a gap. Okay, never mind. It is possible to have both of those not in it then. Does this have to be? No. So if we're dodging that one, can we also dodge this one? Yes. In fact, I could dodge both. We could do... I'm just trying to get as few... These ones are fine now. I think that's the fewest cells I could make. And that's only 5 cells. I don't see how I can put 8 2x4 boxes on here without 5 cells being along the diagonal that are included in the boxes. It seems impossible. Wait, what if this one was here, actually? Alright. No, I did it. Fuck. Wait, don't they have to be connected, though? 8 non-overlapping 2x4 regions are oriented horizontally. Oh yeah, the grid has to travel orthogonally, and it can't pass through any empty cells, so they have to be connected. So let's rethink this. So this could go to here. And then like put this here or something. This one, this stuff doesn't matter. The loop. We could do that. That has 6 cells in it. Can I have fewer cells in it than that? Because that's too many cells. I could do That has 5 cells in it. I am gonna go ahead and say it is impossible to make that only have 4 cells in it. But I'm not sure how to prove that. Is this Bach? Probably. It is Johann Sebastian Bach. It's Josh B. He's zero hype. I am pretty sure that there have to be 5 cells within the 2x4s along this diagonal. I don't know if it's possible to prove that in a way that I understand. If you had an 8x8, obviously all 8 cells along this diagonal would be in the 8x8. How does creating one more row or column let you avoid things? Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. How do I avoid the other one? Because I was avoiding one more than this. You can avoid, there are 9 total. So what I'm saying is that you can avoid 2 by positioning horizontally and 2 by positioning vertically. You can avoid both corners. And then within the rest, you can avoid 1 by positioning vertically and 1 by positioning horizontally. Is this true? Fascinating idea. I think I could put these here, maybe. So that misses another one. And I'm missing... say those are the cells. I'm missing these 4. I'm missing both corners. This one I'm able to miss because I pushed a cell down below it. This one I'm able to miss because I pushed a cell to the right of it. But because there's only 1 degree of freedom both directions, I can only do that once, I believe. But I can choose when to do it. I'm pretty sure. Like I could have skipped this cell instead of this cell. I don't think I can ever skip these. That might be untrue. I could skip this vertically, couldn't I? No. Because I'm skipping the corners, I can't. Okay. So I think these are 1s. And then one of these 3 is a 1. And then... ah! The 1s are going to be in different boxes, obviously. So true. Thanks 18 months. Appreciate it. The 7 is also going to be in a box, and it can't be in the same box as any of these 1s. Given that there is a digit here, I believe there also has to be, let's see, how could I create this box? It can't be there. It could be here, it could be here. I think those are kind of the extremes of it. So I think I can say that these are in that box. I think I can say that these are in this box. Same logic here. What about this one? I think we have the same idea here, where that has to be in a box. And then here. I think this is all the same. Same logic for box position. Alright. I mean, that's how much I have. Now I'm stuck. I really enjoy trying these because I watch Cracking the Cryptic, and I see Simon doing a puzzle like this, and he'll just like think for 30 minutes and then work out like 5 different rules and how they intersect, even though he had never seen them before. And then anytime that I try to do it, I'm like stuck on the fact that 4 plus 2 doesn't equal 8 for 45 minutes. Any 2 adjacent cells along the loop must include one extra. Whoa, 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 whoa. There has to be a 1 over here. So, for each region n, the digit n must be on the loop within this region. Regions are numbered in reading order based on the position of their top left cell. So given that I've decided there's a 1 here and a 1 here, which I don't actually know is true for what it's worth, I just am relatively confident that it's true. The top left box, I don't think it can be here. Can it? Well, if it was there, then it would actually not be the first box. This would be the first box. So this one would have a 1 that was on the loop. Anyway, the digit 1 must be on the loop in the region that is first in reading order. So that is a thing to note. The loop travels orthogonally, doesn't branch, and isn't allowed to touch itself, not even diagonally, and doesn't pass through any empty cells. That means that like I couldn't have this and it's a loop. I'm pretty sure that constrains it a lot more than I have constrained it so far. Oops. Like, I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't be able to do this. It's a loop. Wait, could it still do this, actually? I guess that actually works okay. Okay, never mind. I'm full of shit. I think more about that in a second, though. Any 2 adjacent cells along the loop must have an extreme digit and a medium digit. It is also in the title of the stream, Spacer. There are so many. There are so many ways. This is 16. And the largest digit you can have in this puzzle is 8. So I could have 2 8s. I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure that tells me anything right now. Wow. I have to think more about the regions, I guess. That's wild. Okay, how do I place another one here, I guess? Actually, it's not that hard, is it? There's only one way to place another one. Because it can't be in the same box as another one, so this has to be a 1. And that means that this has to be a box. And I think that probably solves a bunch of stuff. Does it solve stuff? No, not really. But it does mean that that has to be yellow. That means that these have to be red, which means those have to be orange. It means there's another box that has to be there, which I probably already actually knew. And there has to be a box here. I think those are my boxes. All right. Okay, we're making some sort of progress. I wonder why it's important this has a 7 in it. You've deduced where all the 9s go. Nice one. In the bin. Right in the bin. Cells outside regions don't contain digits. Wait a second. This doesn't work. Oh, fuck. I have to put a digit there, but there can only be 5 on this diagonal. Alright, what did I do wrong? I did not see anything obviously wrong with what I was deducing. While I was deducing it. Isn't that always how it goes, though? I don't understand. How do I... Oh shit, this can be down here? No, it can't. Untrue. So only one cell from each box can be on this diagonal. There's an observation. So I know there's a box there. I'm pretty sure we have proven that that has to be true. And only one cell on this diagonal can be in that box. So this box, I think, has to be there. If I place a box there, 2 cells from the box will be on the diagonal. So I have to place a box there. And it has to not take that cell or that cell, which means it has to be here. I think I can place a box here that only has 1 cell in the diagonal. In order to place a box here that only has 1 cell in the diagonal, that really feels impossible. So I don't think I can place a box there. What the fuck? Am I wrong about where this is? Am I wrong about what it means? Digits along marked diagonals sum to the number indicated outside the grid. Digits along marked diagonals. Fill the grid with 8 non-overlapping 2x4 regions oriented horizontally such that each region contains a digit from 1 to 8 once each. What the fuck? What is this puzzle? Alright, maybe the secret is actually that I do it here. And then this can connect everything. There's room for one here. 1, 2, 3. Oh shit. I think I managed to place it with only 4. Having said that that was impossible earlier. But this isn't actually possible. The reason that this isn't actually possible is that I can't loop through it. I think I'm very confident that this has to be here. I'm very confident that this has to be here. There can't not be a box that's in that region, and it can't have 2 cells in the diagonal. So this is like, that's real. And then I can't have anything here because it would have to overlap with that. But I do have to have a box that takes the cells, so that has to go here. So I think the yellow box is real as well. I don't have to put this one or this one here exactly. Let's keep going on this diagonal. Do I have to have a box there at all? Could I maybe do, this is a hypothetical, could I maybe do that? No, this can't loop. Wait, how do I loop? That has to be 8. Is that right? Because my loop can never enter the left side of this box. Oh, this down here could also be 8. No, this one has 8 in it. This one has 7. Wait, what? This is gonna end up not being in the bottom. Alright. So blue I'm confident about, this I'm confident about. Can I go from the other side and do the same thing? I think green has to be where it is. And then, obviously I can't have one here. Which means I can never have that in. How do I signify something isn't in the boxes? I don't know. That color maybe? This puzzle is making us loop without gear drops. Unreal, isn't it? Unreal. Oh, maybe this color is outside the box. Yeah, that makes sense. This has to be outside, and this has to be outside. I'm pretty sure. And then, consequently, I'm pretty sure these are outside. And this can't be over here because I would use 2 degrees of freedom vertically. So yeah, that's good too. 1, 1, 1. It could be a 2 maybe. If it were possible, say, to set them up like this. This is a hypothetical. One of these could actually be a 2 at that point. And I mean, I think this works. The loop could go like that or something. I wonder if this is how it has to be. There's a symmetry to this. I couldn't move this over. Because now the loop breaks, right? Because it can only get through here once. It has to come back again. I think that actually might... It might have to be distributed like that. Now I'm going to think some more about how this could not be the case. Am I familiar with the pen tool? I don't know what that means. I think it actually just has to be like that. I know this has to be here, I know this has to be here. Likewise, I know that these have to be here. Given that, I also know that I have to be able to make a loop. I know that nothing can be here because of how this is and how this is. You just can't fit anything there. I know that moving... okay. So I know that this has to be here. And this has to be here. Because that's all the space. So all the degrees of freedom that I have at that point are these. But if these were not all the way in the center, the loop would break. I'm confident that's actually true. Alright, I think this is actually... I think I did the regions, maybe. You want me to draw my own boxes on the screen? Okay. I don't need to do that. So with this knowledge, I know that the loop can only get into here in this region. And that it can only get into here in this region. It can never go in further. What else do I know about the loop? Oh, if 2 is in this part of that box, then 1 must be here. I think that might actually be a real digit. Wait, this is a 7, not an 8. Oh, well, that's also a digit, right? Which means the loop has to be here. The loop begins... Where's the loop thing? Is that advanced? Enable pen tool, enable letter tool. Okay. The loop has to be there. And in order for it to continue, it has to go there. It has to go there. It can't be adjacent to itself even diagonally, so it has to go there and there. It has to go through here, so it has to be there and there. I also know that it has to be there. And then for the same reason as before, I believe it has to be there. I don't think I know more than that yet. Well, it can't be adjacent to itself diagonally, so it has to go there. Wait, what? How can it not be... How can it not touch itself, not even diagonally? Like this and this have to touch. I'm going to assume that it means like it can't touch it. Like I'm going to assume it's allowed to turn. That seems like an oversight maybe in the rule book. All right, so this has to be a 3, 4, 5, or 6. Wow, I do not like the color I chose for my loop. Makes it very hard to see my markings. I'm not sure I like this one either. I don't know what to do. Oh, cracking the cryptic collab 1. I don't know enough about British aviation to guess on cracking the cryptic. I know that this is 1, 2, or 8. Oh, and I know that the loop can't go here because, yeah. So I know then that the loop has to keep going. And then I know that it has to turn up. I know that this has to be 3, 4, 5, or 6 again. And this has to be 2 or 8. Now it has to keep going up. And this is 3, 4, 5, or 6. At this point it could go left, I believe. At least as far as I can tell so far. I think, though, that I know how many cells of the loop there will be until I get there. There's no way for there to be anything other than 3. So this is external, internal, external. This would be internal again. External, internal, external, internal. You can't go through the 7 because it the loop alternates between external numbers and internal numbers. So 1, 2, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6. Goes back and forth over and over again. Okay. Now what do I do? I know that a 2 has to be in here, so that can't be 2. I know there has to be a 1 here on the loop, which means that the loop has to go to the top at some point. But there are different ways it could go to the top. Like it could go... Actually, could it? Could it do this? Yes. You could never go there. I think it has to go along these 3 then. If it's going to go to any of them, it has to go to all of them. Wait, could it do this? It could do this. Okay, never mind. Could do... It can't do it the other way, but it could do this. But I think these 2 have to be on the loop. I don't see any way that that could not be the case. And if these 2 are on the loop, well, it doesn't really tell me anything, actually. Really feels like that should tell me more than it does. Hey, Wobble. Hey, Plebiscide. Okay, one thing it tells me actually is that this has to be internal. And this has to be external, so this can't be 1 anymore. And if this were on the loop, it would have to be internal. So it couldn't be 1. So that has to be 1. This can still be on the loop. It just can't be the one that's on the loop. Okay. Hey, Podod. At least I don't have to worry about backseating for this scam. Untrue. Unfortunately, not true. 1, 2, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So this has to be 1, 2, 7, 8. Can't be 1 or 7 already. Wait, this can't be 2. So that has to be 2. How long was that staring at me for? Probably a while. Okay. This has to have a 3 on its loop. And because of the interior exterior alternation, be interior exterior interior exterior interior exterior. There's like a checkerboard, right? If something is on the line, those are the only cells that can be middle. So if we need a 3 on the line here, it could be there. It can't be there, obviously. It could be here. And then here we need a 4 on the line, which obviously can be there. Can't be there anymore because of diagonal. It could be here. Can't be here because the line can't get in. This needs a 5. Can't be there because of diagonal. This needs a 6. Which could be any of those places. This already has its 7, and this needs an 8, which can be those 2 places. Okay. I know from the loop order that the 1/8 must be an 8. What? Because there is already a 1 with 8 possible tiles of the loop. No, that's not what the loop means. This hefty paragraph says what the loop has having digits means. It's quite a long paragraph. Okay. Back to this shit. Unfortunately, either of these could be the 2 still on this diagonal. And I don't think 16 means very much for me right now. Cryon, thanks for 66 months. Appreciate it. This is J.S. Bach Concerto for 2 violins, strings, and continuo in D minor. BWV 1043. 3.Allegro. By Salvatore Accardo, Margaret Batcher, and Chamber Orchestra of Europe. The performance, I mean. Oh. I know that this has to go left. I've known that for a while. I don't think I know much else than that. Alright, where is there information that I have not yet garnered? I honestly have no idea. I know that 7 can't be on this diagonal. Maybe I actually should be thinking about this already. Okay, I know it can't be low stuff, obviously, but there are lots of ways to make 16 with 3 digits. 871, but 7 can't be there. 862. 853. Wait, 654? Does that work? No. So actually, I know there's an 8 along here somewhere. The possible ways to do it would be... just going to use this for notes for a second. 862, 853, or 84. No, 844 doesn't work. So there are actually only 2 ways to do it. Because I can't use a 7. Oh, I could do 656, actually. I can't have 2 6s. But I can't have 2... Hold on, 7. I can't have a 7 here, but I could have it here. What am I even talking about? I can have a 7 there. So I could do 7, 6, 3. Yeah, until I rule out a 7 from here, there's actually like a billion things it could be. Ah. It doesn't alternate between 1, 2, 7, and 3, 5, 4, 5, 6 in reading order, Alyssarol. Okay. Ah, it's a 1-8 double. That does absolutely nothing. Alright, cool. Oh, do I start thinking about tricky overlapping boxes stuff with Sudoku now, actually? Maybe I do. These and these are the same. Same 2 digits. So there can't be a 7 here. Holy shit. Alright. Okay, we're back in business. So we can have 8, 6, 2, 8, 5, 3. Or 8, 4, 4. I think. Now let's look at that forbidden and see if there's a reason why it's untrue. Wait, don't they also have to be the same as these? Wait, is the puzzle broken? I think the puzzle's broken. But that's impossible. Is what I'm saying just untrue? Like what I'm saying is just untrue, maybe? Just testing something. Can I do like... Yeah, what I'm saying is just completely untrue. Alright, never mind. What is the thing that's actually true about this? That there's a set of the digits 1 through 8 there. And there's one here, and 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 one here. So I can think about this as another column. This is the digits 1 through 8. Okay. Hey DJ Big Slice. I'm just gonna, this is a weird way to do it, but it's how I'm going to do it. This is just going to remind me that this is the case. 7 can't be here. I don't believe I can put 1 here ever. Let's also pencil mark these, because these are going to start to restrict, I think. And I need to keep an eye on them as they restrict so that I know when the 16 clue becomes relevant. 718 is still a thing I can do, yeah. 718, yeah. Alright, I feel like I'm probably looking in the wrong place right now. I don't know where the right place to look is. I know this has to be 1 or 2. Wait, I know this has to be 1 or 2. I know this has to be 1 or 2. Does that start to reduce things in a useful way? I don't really see it doing that. I also know that 2 of these have to be 1s. So actually 1 is starting to get a little bit restricted. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Hey, Dr. Biscotti. Okay, this bullshit again. This region's going to have 2 or 3 more line segments in it. These foolish ambitions to rest. At some point, it always starts to seem like a good idea with these puzzles for me. This is kind of hard. Don't see how I get more information about the loop anytime soon. I think we'll probably conclude the loop when we work out where 6 and 4 and 5 and 3 are. I don't see how we could conclude it earlier than that, and I don't see how we can find out more information about those digits from the loop itself than what I've already written. So if it isn't the 16 clue, the other thing that seems like it has pressure is the ones. Or I know that there are 2 ones in here. But I don't actually see why that restricts anything. There can't be a 1 here and here. Can there? Fuck, there can. Ah! Tricksy grid. That would work fine. I was assuming for some reason that this would kill that and I couldn't put a 1 in it anymore, but I can just put a 1 there, so not a problem. I have 2 7s. 7 can only be here. Doesn't feel like where I have information though. I don't see how that's going to turn into being useful. It's probably something to do with like how Sudoku functions with offset boxes. Like there's probably some bullshit set theory thing to do. Hey, your octopus boyfriend. Is there only one solution to the puzzle? Yes. If this were 2, that would have to be 8. That feels like it's allowed. I wonder if it's actually the 16 clue and I just have to think about it more than I am. That seems wild though, for it to be the 16 clue. Because I can have 871. I can have 862. Billion different ways. I can have 853. I can have 844. I can have... That's completely unreadable, by the way. I can have 7, 6, 3. I can have 754. Yes. I can even have 655. So I think I have 7 different things that could be. Feels like way too many things to be doing useful restricting. Alright, so maybe we think about sets of digits again. Does the fact that I have 2 digits down here and 3 digits up here let me do something somewhere else? I don't think so. Perhaps it is time for me to admit defeat. Alternately, I could stare at it for a while longer. But I'm no longer, like, thinking in a direction, which is a huge problem. Hey, Funky and Tanky! Chocolate teapots are definitely a Simonism. I could note that this is only internal digits. That is a thing I didn't do yet. Doesn't help in any way. But I can note it. We call that progress, actually. I just made progress on the puzzle. I know this can't be loop. I want there to be something with like loop ruling out too many low digits or too many high digits or something. But I don't really see it happening. So these are all outer digits. That means one of these has to be an inner digit, but also two could be inner digits. I just know that one of them has to be. This doesn't have any information. If 7 can only go in these places, and 1, 2. I know there has to be an inner digit in here. There's at least one inner digit there, there's one inner digit there. Oh my god, am I gonna start counting outers and inners? This is kind of miserable. Outer, outer, outer. Can one only go here in this row? No way. You could have like 1, 2, 8, 7, and then everything else is inner, I think. Ooh, there's gonna be something with like somewhere where we actually know about a number of inner digits though. This is the only square where I know there are 4 things on the line. Blah, 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 blah. Do we know what rating this puzzle has on German Logic Masters? I do not. Do you want to look it up? Blah, 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 blah. Outer, 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 outer. I need more colors. Shit. Outer, 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 outer. Inner, 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 inner. Inner, inner. Inner, 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 inner. What should those be sliced with? God, I hate it. What happened to my coloring there? Maybe there's another color somewhere. A beautiful puke green. Alright, that actually works. This is starting to just look like vomit, though. Very upsetting that I'm not getting anything out of these. Can you use the line tool on the edge of squares too? I could outline each box. Yeah, that's too much work. I like the boxes being colors. I'm sorry that you don't. Maybe you should improve your aesthetic tastes. I will do this though. This way I can see the possible combinations from my 16 diagonal. I like that. Back to thinking. I had your first ever crossword puzzle debut on Puzzmo a couple of hours ago. Nice. Very cool. Seems impossible. Why didn't they give me more clues? Should they have given me more clues? Oh, I know that 8's on the line here. It's another thing I have successfully done. I know 7's on the line here. I know 6 is on the line here. I know 5's on the line here. I know 4's on the line here. Did that kill any of my 5 combinations? 3, 5, 8 die? Nope. Did 5, 5, 6 die? 5, 5, 6 is dead. Alright. That's actually progress. Huge. We're down to 6 different possibilities for it. You gotta take the small wins. Huh. Coming very close to falling asleep at the wheel now. There are 2 outers here. Does that matter? I feel like that might matter. So say the line came here and here. That would be all of the outers done in this row. But somehow that's allowed? How is that allowed? These will all just be inners. And they could be. No, because that's an inner. Oh, they still could be. This is fucking atrocious. How can that work? Unbelievable. The deduction I was going for was like absolutely meaningless too. Like it I guess it would have meant that the line had to go up, actually. It wasn't totally meaningless. Butter, thanks for the 3 years! Appreciate it. Yeah, that actually would be a pretty big deduction. Well, I don't know about pretty big, but it would be something. There is a combo for 16 over there that doesn't work. You don't think it helps at all with the next step. It was just noticed. Oh, is that the one that I deleted? Yeah. What even is the next step? That is the puzzle. Been looking at this for like 30 minutes now, probably. My poor brain. Let's go back to thinking about ones. Because I know I have these ones. And then I know that at least 2 of these other ones will be ones. Suppose that this is the 2. So these are ones. One would have to go here in this box then. I think that's a relevant deduction. If this is a 2, then this is a 1. Which means that these are dead. Which means that the 1 can't fit in there, obviously, so it has to go there. So 1 has to be in that column there. Which means... Oh, but that doesn't mean that this has to be 1, does it? This could still be 2. Yeah, this game fucking sucks. I feel so smart working these things out, and then they just don't do anything. So I know that's gone for ones. I know this is gone for ones. Oh, there has to be something with this set, though. Because I know there's a 1 here from the 1-8 pair. I know that that's broken. That's already done with the 1. That means that if there was a 1 here, I could never put a 1 in this column. But it's allowed! You don't have to have a 1 in every column. You just can't have more than 1 in every column. Oh my god. We're listening to the planets right now. Unremarkable. It's just an internet radio station off of Johann Sebastian Bach. I still feel like there has to be something with the ones. And I'm just not smart enough to understand what it is. Maybe it's that it couldn't go anywhere else in a column for some reason. Where is it in this column? Can't be there. In theory, it couldn't be here. It could be there, though. If I could somehow say that that was a 1. What's the struggle? Putting it in this column, I think, right? I think the struggle is putting it in this column, if I can't put it there or here. So there's a thing with this 1-8 and this 1-2, where they can't both be 1 without this having to be 1. But that makes that 8, which again doesn't do anything. Oh my god. You solved it and it was brutal as fuck all the way through. Welp. You're a better solver than me. We tried placing a 9. You have not. You have not tried any 9s. ECCEK. Yep. I'm back to feeling like I don't have pressure on anything in the entire grid. Maybe there's a rule that I haven't read yet. Fill the grid with 8 non-overlapping 2x4 regions oriented horizontally, 2 rows and 4 columns, such that each region contains the digits from 1 to 8 once each, and no digit repeats in any row or column. Cells outside regions don't contain digits. Or one loop in the grid that travels orthogonally, doesn't branch, and isn't allowed to touch itself, not even diagonally, and doesn't pass through any of the empty cells. Any 2 adjacent cells along this loop must include 1 extreme digit and 1 medium digit. For each region, n, the digit n must be on the loop within this region. Think about this too. I haven't been looking this direction. This is a region here. That's the digits 1 through 8. Not useful, huh? This is the digits 2 through 7. No, 6 isn't here, so 6 has to be up here. That's like a thing. I know 3 can't be here, but it could be there. 6 is here. Yeah, I mean, that means it's not there? Is this a win? That's a deduction. I don't know. It didn't solve anything for me, though. Let me make sure that that's correct. I know that these are the digits. No, 6 doesn't have to be there. It can be there. I'm losing my mind. But 3 definitely can't be here. Six definitely can't be here, but it can be there. That's the problem I was having. Okay. I wonder if there's anything with these where I can't place certain numbers in certain places for some reason. Like if I placed a 6 out of here, that would force a 6 over here. That seems loud. Hey, Boogie Boy. If we place random numbers and then validate if the solution is correct, we can solve this puzzle in approximately 16.9 billion years. Wonderful. We must use more harsh means of coursing the secrets of the grid from it. Yeah, I mean, hard to do worse than we are so far. If this were a 1 here, then 1 has to be over here in this row. And it can't be there. And it can't be there or there. So if this were a 1, that would have to be a 1. Is there a reason why that can't be a 1? Or can't be a 2, rather. If this were 2, that's a 1, that's a 1. The little like hanging bits in the boxes are very irritating for doing Sudoku on things. So we have a 1 there, a 1 there, 1 here, 1 here. Just like... Isn't that like an X-Wing or something? What the fuck is that? I don't know, it's something though. This is the only other place 1 can be in this box, so we have... something fucking weird. Do any of those actually look at things together such that it does something? You're looking ahead at the next deduction Simon does from here, and having watched it 5 times and read some comments supposedly explaining it, you don't get it. Hey doing, Tor Luigi. How's it going? Hey, Sowo. Oh my. It means there are no ones in... it means there are no ones there. I already knew that those weren't ones. It doesn't do anything. Also, couldn't 1 be here? I think 1 could just be here anyway. I think everything that I'm saying is utter and total garbage. You've deduced how to extend the loop 1 space further. Holy shit. You can't tell me that, by the way. But also, holy shit. Alright, tell me which space it is, and let's see if I can backwards reason. This is a rhubarb moment. I'm down to do that. Insert dolphin noise here. Row 6. Column 8. You think it has to be there and can't be there? Because this can only be 2, 3, 4, 5, but it could be 2. That is a fascinating idea that that's what the deduction would be, though. How do things break if it's 2? I'm not even close to saying how things break if it's 2. Man, it seems to me like it would work just fine. But I read a 1 there. I don't know. Okay, what if this is 2? Would 1 have to be there? 2, 1, 1. 1 could be here as well. Obviously 1 can't be in here. But yeah, if this was 2, 1 could be there. But if it was 2, 1 would be in this row. Which is fine and expected because 1 would have to be there. If this were 2, would have 1, 1, 1, 1. Well, we couldn't have a 1 in here anymore. So we would have a 1 in here. Which means we'd have to have a 1 in here. Does that break? Oh. Oh, fuck, that breaks! I think. If this is 2, then 1, 1. Which means 1 has to be here. And 1 is here. 1 has to be in here, which means... Wait. That's an 8 and that's a 1. Wait, that doesn't break. Wait, I was so excited. How could you do this to me, puzzle? Sudoku puzzles are very sad. Let's try again. 2. Because 1's there and 1's there, 1 has to be up here. We know that that's a 1. We know that that's a 1. Because there's no 1 in this row yet, 1 has to be up here. So that has to be an 8. That's a 1. That's completely fine. Sudoku it's very sad, Sudoku. It's very painfully sad. It works completely fine. Let's try this one. What if this one's a 2? 1, 1, 1. That has to be 1. Oh, I think that breaks. Maybe I should have been looking at this already. So if that's a 2, We have a 1 here, a 1 here. The other ones both have to be 1s. The problem is I have 3 rows. Oh, this doesn't have to have a 1 in it. I hate this game. I actually hate this game. I hate this. Is such a bad game. This is such a bad game. I just have to place 2 1s in here, and it's like I just place them wherever the fuck I want. This is a 1. Oh. Well, it's not as easy as I thought it was. If this is a 2, then that's a 1, that's a 1. That's a 1. And so this has to be a 1, which pushes... I mean, that is actually limiting. There has to be a 1 in... Oh, why are the boxes all offset? If that's a 2, I still need a 1 in... Start again. This, which means that. I still need a 1 in the red box. But that's also dead. No, that's broken. 1 has to be here, here, here. That's a 1. I need a 1 in the gray box, and then I need a 1 in the red box, which is broken. I did it! It only took me like 45 minutes. That can't be a 2. I don't think this does anything. I actually don't think this does anything. But it can't be a 2, so it's a 1. Congratulations, everybody. Explain again for the people in the back. If this is a 2, this diagonal has to sum to 5. So that has to be a 1 and that has to be a 1. We need to put a 1 into this box, so that has to be a 1. And there's now nowhere in this box that can have a 1 in it. So the puzzle breaks. So this is in fact a 1. And I wish that that did something, you know? Like I really... I mean, it probably does something. It can't just do nothing. I know this isn't a 1 now. I know that one of these is a 2. That's starting to get a little bit spicy. Did that end up being the way that I had like 1s and the 1/8s and stuff, by the way? I think it kind of did. I wonder if I can do the same sort of logic from a different direction. Oh, this can't be a 1 anymore. No, it doesn't quite work. I was thinking if this was a 1, but I can put a 1 there still. Oh, but I think this breaks again. Wait, how do you solve this? Because I know that that's gone, and I know that this is gone. So I have 2 columns here, this one and this one, which I can only put 2 ones into. And there's always going to be a 1 here. That can't be a 1. I think this has to be a 1. If that's not a 1, that's not a 1, and that... Oh yeah, well it's just actually, I mean, because this is a 1, it's just actually the only cell in the box that can be a 1, huh? That's not actually the most... it's kind of getting late. Okay, so that's a 1. That's an 8. This is somehow still not useful. Back to looking at 1s again, I think. Oh, well now 1 has to be here. So it's actually incredibly useful. Oh, and 1 can't be there, so 1 has to be there. It's actually incredibly useful. That's actually like... I have actually made progress into the puzzle now. Do I have every 1 placed? Here, right? Okay. Okay, just like that. Boom. And we are cooking with gas. This is a 2-8 double. This is a 3, 4, 5, 6. Which I'm coloring with some sort of color. Next paradigm! Thanks for 41 months. How come the 1 can't go in the 2, 3, 4, 5 box in the red box? Well, I mean, now it can't because there's a 1 there. But before it was because this and this compose a set of the digits 1 through 8. And there was already a 1 guaranteed to be in one of those 2 cells. This box feels really weird. There's something weird going on here. 2 has to be in there. What are these? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're just everything. Okay, never mind. It's less useful than I thought it would be. I know there's a 7 here and a 7 here, and there's a 7 there and a 7 there. Not as useful as I wanted it to be, huh? Yeah, that's not as useful as I wanted it to be. I kind of have some info on 2s, I feel like. That's slightly limited. Not really. In order for 2 to be in this box, it has to be here. Okay. I think I actually have a 2. 2 here, 2 here. That means that there are there's this box, and this box. All of them need a 2. So there's going to be 1 in this column, 1 in this column, and then there will have to be 1 in this column, which has to be there. Because these are a set of the digits 1 through 8, that can no longer be 2 now. Did I get a what? I know that 2 can only be here in this box because there's a 2 there and there's a 2 there, right? So 2 can only be here in this box to begin with. But then there's another thing going on with some overlapping in the grid. So there's a 2 in this column and there's a 2 in this column. And there has to be a 2 in every single box. So there are 3 boxes on the left side of the grid here that don't have a 2 on them yet. This one, and this one. So I have to place 3 2s on the left side of the grid. But there are only 3 columns on the left side of the grid. And I can't place 2 2s in the same column. Which means there has to be a 2 in column 1, column 2, and column 3. And if there's a 2 in column 1, there's only one place for it to be, which is there. That's how the deduction worked. I wonder if this is coming down now. It can no longer be 1 7 or 8. 1 7 and 8. It might still be able to be everything else. Yeah, I suspect that this ends up being useful at the very end and isn't useful until then. Okay, what's next to look at? Well, I did something with 2s. Is there other stuff we can do with 2s? There are these columns. Can I do the same thing on this side of the grid with 7s? I can, right? There has to be a 7 here. I don't know which cell it's in, but that means that there isn't a 7 here, and it means that there isn't a 7 here. Because these are a group of the digits 1 through 8. The reason for that is there are 8 sets of the digits 1 through 8. That's 1, that's 1, that's 1, that's 1, that's 1, that's 1, that's 1. So the remaining digits 1 through 8 have to be in here to get to a point where I have 8 sets of the digits 1 through 8. So if 7 has to be here, then it can't be here, here, or here. Okay. Unfortunately, that didn't break the puzzle for me yet. I can mark this as an interior digit. Mark this as an exterior digit. And this. They're all exterior digits. So there's only one, this has been true forever, but there's still only one exterior digit available in this column. If it's up here, it has to be 8. Because it can't be 1, 2, or 7. So if this were 8, it couldn't be there. It would have to be there or there. But it could be 8, 2. Easy. I don't see a problem. Yeah, I mean, just in general, I don't think there's actually much pressure there. Hey, Jake. Backseating? I do not want backseating, no. It would be a much easier puzzle to solve if people just told me how to solve the puzzle. I'm running out of places for 7 to go on this row. Look at 7 some more. If it's there, it's there? No, that doesn't work. If 7 were in this row, it would have to be here. Then it would also have to be here, because this and this are... So I would rule it out of this entirely. So 7 cannot be in this row of this box, which means it has to be there. Is it just going to be bullshit set stuff with... Eventually I'm going to get a lot better at seeing these, at least. So these are the digits 1 through 8. They must have a 7 in them, which means that if this were a 7, say, I couldn't put the 7 for that group in here anymore, so I'd have to put it down here, which means I couldn't put it here. No, I've done it wrong. I've done it wrong. I put it here, and then... Yeah, basically I just reproved that it was a set of the digits 7 through 8, actually. Here, 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 here. That works fine. My bad. I will hang my head in shame. There are other digits that would make sense to look at right now. There has to be something with the internal, external, because that's the only information I have. Because this is a 1, this path can't go through it anymore. Oh shit, that like breaks everything. When I placed this as a 1, it meant that this worm could no longer go through it, because if it did, it would have to be an internal number, but this is an exterior number. So we now know that it has to go there and there. And with our knowledge that it has to go there, we know that this has to be an exterior number, which is a 7. So we did do stuff with 7s. And we did do stuff with the exterior numbers as well. Well, this one has to be interior. This one has to be interior. Seven can no longer be there. Oops. You can finally rest. Wait, how long have I known that was a 1? Did you do all of that to work out that this went up? How did you work out it went up? Don't tell me, don't tell me. Maybe it gives stuff away. I don't know. Okay. Is there a reason it can't go to one of these cells? If it went here, 2 has to be there. Seems fine. What's going on in different cells? I'm just gonna write some stuff. We know nothing about this cell. Wait, why does it think a 2 can go here? The game doesn't understand its own rules. So if it went up, it could be a 7 or an 8. What about this one? If that goes up, it has to be an... If that goes left, it has to be an 8. There aren't many places 7 can go, are there? Wait, 7 can only go here and here. Which means that this can't be a 7. Which means that has to be a 7. Yep. That can't be a 7, obviously, since it's in there. I didn't realize that the thing wasn't shading the digits properly after they were placed. Stuff with 7 in it doesn't work for this anymore. Can I still do 844? Yes. Can I still do 358? Yes. Can I still do 268? 268, yes. We're kind of narrowing it down though. So there's a 7 there. I know there's no 7 in here. So there are 3 7s in here. So there's one there. And there's one here. Be there. I'm confused. Can't there just be... Isn't there just like... There are a billion places they can be. That does not seem useful. Does not seem useful at this time. It's interesting, right? We have pressure on 1s and 2s and 7s, and now we're starting to get pressure on 8s somehow. It's kind of cool. It all slowly comes together. T. Joel, thanks for the 53 months. Now there has to be an external and an internal here. Doesn't that mean that this has to be internal? Whoa! Oh shit! Oh shit! If that has to be internal, it can't be an 8. Now we're actually starting to narrow this down. There has to be an 8 here. Which means these obviously can't be 8. But, I mean... that is almost useful, I feel like. If that can't be a 2... I guess we already knew that this had to be a 2. Wait, this could be a 2 as well. Never mind. Why does this yellow have to be... this yellow has to be internal? Why does this yellow have to be internal? 1, 2, 3. Oh, this could be internal, and it could go up. Oh, you're right. I'm very sad. Very sad. I was just wrong. Oh, absolutely tragic. Absolutely tragic. Questioning logic is allowed and not backseating. I mean, that was backseating. Pretty sure that was backseating. You just wanted to understand the logic? Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Questioning, asking for explanations is like mostly fine. It's whatever. It's whatever. You're talking to me about the puzzle while I'm solving the puzzle. You're going to give me hints if you talk about the puzzle while I'm solving the puzzle. It's okay. We're all in it together. But mostly me. There's one external here. Yeah, that's nothing. There's only one external in here. Or only one internal in there, rather. But that again is nothing. This is an internal-external pair. I wonder if I have to do more diligent coding of this. We could think about the fact that this doesn't have many ways it can be external anymore because a 1 and 7 are gone. I suppose. I believe there isn't more to do with 7s there. It's wild to me. Now there has to be a 7 in here. Not useful. It's actually not useful, right? Because the path doesn't even help. Well, okay, if it were on the path, this would break. That couldn't be a 7 if it were on the path. I mean, the puzzle could still solve, but it couldn't be a 7. But this could be a 7 and this could be a 7 still. I have to think about the path here, maybe. If I'm thinking about where 7s can go on the path, it's only there. I don't think that matters. Relatively confident that isn't actually a thing that matters. Alright, we looked at 7 some. Can we get 8s at all? If I know that there's no 8 in here, does that help me somehow? Why can none of these be 8? What the fuck? Oh, because this is an 8. So 8 has to be there. Which means 8 has to be here. Wait, this like propagates down somehow. That can't be an 8 anymore. That can't be an 8. This has to be an 8. There's this like huge relationship between all of these cells. Anything else I know here? This is a 7. I think I already worked out what all of that means. That means this has to be a 7, which means that has to be a 7, which means this has to be a 7. And we solved 1s. Does the fact that this is a 2 mean something? It means 2 has to be in here, right? If that's 2, then 2 has to be in here, which means it's not in here, which means it has to be in here. So 2 goes here. Wait. 1, 2, 7, 8. Am I a genius? Okay. So usually I kind of roll my eyes a little bit at Simon when I'm watching Cracking the Cryptic. But that was actually legitimately hype. Wow. I now know that this has all of its external numbers spoken for, so that can't be a 2. Which means this is the only place 2 can be in this box. There's gonna have to be a 2 here and a 2 here. Oh, we already got that one. Damn. Wait, that means this can't be a 2. So that has to be a 2. Because this is a 2, so that's taking care of that. Two, 6, 8 doesn't work anymore. Eight, 3, 5 still works. 8, 4, 4 still works. What am I doing? I'm propagating 2s. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay, so we can have a 2. Wait a second. There's no 2 in these anymore because there's a 2 there. There has to be a 2 in there. A 2 in there. If 8 has to be here and 2 has to be here, the 3 doesn't have to be here. 3 could also be there. My marks are kind of scuffed. I know this is internal. Just by counting, because there's an 8 here, which will be external. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I now know that this is external, which means it's an 8. Actually, just straight up. 7 is there. And 1 and 2 are already in the box. Now know that 8 is here. I know this is internal. I know that's internal. I know these are internal. And that's internal. Yeah, this row is entirely done. That's external. This is a column, not a row, whatever. So 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. I don't think I have a single piece of help there. Okay. We know this is internal. External, external, internal, internal. 2 externals and 2 internals left in this column. It feels noteworthy somehow. I don't really know why. Maybe it's not. Probably just isn't. I know that one of these that isn't 7 is internal. Yeah, I mean, that's actually kind of obvious, isn't it? Oh. I know the one of these that isn't 7 is in... Wait, that... Oh, fuck. I really like this puzzle. Alright, so why do I know that? External from an 8 there. External, external. 3 externals. The 7 will be external. That's 4 externals, so the other one has to be internal. That means that... Let's say this was a 7 and this was internal. The path couldn't go up, right? But it also couldn't go left and up. If it went up, it would need an external, but this is an internal. If it went left and up, it would need an internal, but this would be a 7, which is external. So this can't be a 7. So that has to be the 7. And then I don't know where the path goes from here. I just know that that was internal, or external rather, and then this is internal. So I know the path can go up now. The other way around was breaking the path. Hence the entire deduction. I'm gonna have some grip on these 7s now. There are 3 left. There's 1 in there somewhere. There's 1 in here somewhere, and there's 1 in there somewhere. I don't think I can resolve that yet. If this is an 8, that's an 8. Does that matter? No, that seems allowed. Hmm. Everything feels like it's close to being something. If this is an 8, I can't place... No, I can't. 8, 8, 8. Wait, what? This needs an 8. 8, 8. What? That doesn't work. This 8 has to be out here. Because I have to put 4 8s on the left side of the grid. And the only way it can go in this column is there. Right? There's no 8 here, there's no 8 here, there's no 8 here, there's no 8 here. So that's an 8. I definitely feel as though I'm meant to get a lot faster at this. This can't be an 8 because that's a 16 diagonal, and that would add up to too much. This is internal now, which means that's external, which the follow-up deduction is that's an 8. Because we have an 8 and these, that's no longer an 8, so this is an 8. This is internal, that is, or sorry, that's external, and this is internal. It's going to be exciting to see how we distinguish all of these 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s from each other. Oh, it's right here, isn't it? We're about to. This can't be 4, 4 anymore, so it has to be 3, 5. Okay, but how do I work out which one's 3? I'm going to work out that at some point. This can no longer go left because there's no internal there. So it has to turn up. There's no external there. God, I'm saying the wrong thing over and over again. It's fine. This is internal. And maybe we're going to find out that this can't be internal. Although I don't know how I would find that out. Seems a lot easier to find out that it has to be internal. Can this really only be 4, 5, or 6? Is that true? Why can't it be 3? What? Why would it not be able to be 3? Because 3 has to be on the line. Okay, so it actually only can be 4, 5, or 6. 1, 8, 7. What did we lose 2? 2. Alright, so that is... If that's internal, the line can't go through it anymore. So the line has to come here. Which means that this has to be external, and it means this has to be internal. Which means this can't be 7. Which means we only have one place 7 can be. 7, 7... and can't be there anymore because of the loop. It can still be either of these places, but it has to keep going, right? It has to keep going. So this has to be external, which could be 7. Does it have to be 7? Actually? I can put 7... Well, I can put 7... I put 7 there? No. Can I put... I can put 7 there. I can put 7 there, and I can put 7 there. Does that work? That would mean that that was 8 and that was... What? No. No, 8's already done. So this has to be internal at that point, which is fine. I think that does work, actually. There should be something with 7s, though. I have almost all of the 7s. There must be. At the moment, it's just these. And I have to distinguish between those. I guess the way to do it would be to work out whether the path went up or right. Which I don't actually know. 16 on the side is confusing you. It just means that the cells along its diagonal sum to 16. Which means I can take out 4 and 6 for what it's worth. We know it's 3, 5, 8. Which means that these are a 3, 5 pair. That doesn't actually resolve very much for us yet. It is incredible that I haven't. People are so good at setting Sudoku puzzles these days, it's just wild. Like, it just never dies. Never die, live forever. Royal never go up. I have this for 2s. 2 2s left to place. I have this for 8s with 2 8s left to place. And I have this for 7s with 2 7s left to place. That was messed up. Doesn't immediately seem obvious to me why any of those don't work. This is internal, or we say the wrong one. Okay, we know that everything else is internal. We know that that goes there. Yeah, this is all fine. Why is the white on this one on the other side? Wait, they changed the colors. I guess it is. Oh, wait. Wait, no, it's that one that's wrong, actually. All the other ones are fine. Wait, but this, oh my god, they're all over the place. I've only just realized. Okay, I'm just gonna stop looking. You see a deduction, someone give you a pat on the back and a cookie. God, I should have a cookie. That would be good. My brain is running dangerously low on sugars. Feel. Four can't go there. Wait, can it? No, it can't. Because it's not on the loop anymore. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Feels like it has to be here. What's going on with this tile? It can't be 1. It can't be 2. It can be 3. Can it not be 4? If this were 4, that would be 4. There would be a 4 here, and there would be a 4 here. No, that's allowed. I still haven't quite understood how the sets go with these cells. I'm just like kind of slow. I don't know. It can't be 1, can be 2. As far as I can tell, it could be 3, 4, 5, or 6. It can't be 7. It could be 8. That's so many different things. That's way too many things. It can be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. That's monstrous. How am I ever going to show that that is internal or external? This one can only be 2 or 8. That's better. We like that. These are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like everything. Yeah, all of the internal numbers are really hard to do because I never got the 1s and 2s to start them with, right? At least I think that's why they're hard to do. I'm pretty sure that's why they're hard to do. At some point I'm going to disambiguate them by like putting a line through a certain cell, which will show me exactly where something is, but I don't really even understand how, to be honest. There are 2 places 4 can be, there are 2 places 6 can be. It's gonna be about 5s. That'd blow my mind if it was gonna be about 5s. What if it is? What if it has something to do with these? And here 5 can only go there, obviously. And there. So this box, and this box need 5s in them. Oh, that should not have taken me so long to see. Why am I so bad at this game? Wait, but it could just go there. Fuck. Why am I so bad at this game? This game sucks. I am Selena Silverstop. Thank you, Rainbow Trout. How are you? Good to see you. Suppose this goes up. That has to be 5 now. Does something break? This has to be 5. This has to be 5. This has to be 5. I have a feeling this works completely fine. There's no pressure at all on the right side of the grid. What if it doesn't go up? And this is the only place... No, but it's not even true that that's the only place 3 can go. This game. Huh. Can you give a hint in a language I can't understand? Absolutely not. I'll get there eventually. Just patience. I'm not as good at these as people who do them more regularly are. It's fine. Just means I'm slower. Make more mistakes. Overlook more things. Stuff like that. Run out of brain sugars. I have been looking at this for 2.5 hours. My brain sugar is like my thoughts no longer fire between the neurons. It's very upsetting that I worked out this was 835 and I still haven't solved the puzzle. I assumed that when I found that out, it would, like, solve something, you know? It sure doesn't seem to have solved anything. I know one of these has to be internal. The other one doesn't matter. This is an internal-external pair to finish the column. That column's done. That column's done. This thing is done. This thing is done. This is done. This is done. There's that internal-external pair, that internal-external pair. This is an internal-external pair. That means I know what that is. Doesn't it? This has to be internal. Oh! Wait, I don't know that. Fuck. Oh, what a disaster. If this is external, this is internal. If this is external, this is external. That can't be 8. Seven. 8. Hold on. This is 7. That's internal. What is this? This is just 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Just write that. And this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all the internals are fine. And I have 2 places it could be 8, 2 places it could be 2, and 2 places it could be 7. Why? Why won't you free me from this suffering? What terrible, terrible pain. Maybe there's something to do with something here, I don't know. Like if this were internal, that would have to be external. And that would have to be external, so this was internal. Well, that works fine. It all kind of like unwinds, right? No matter what I do. If this is external, if this is internal, then that and that are external. Which means it has to go here and here. Doesn't that break? Hold on. I'm just going to draw things here. If this is internal, then these are external. Which means the line has to go this way. Which means that has to be internal. So that's external. So it actually does work fine. The lines of consequence are starting to get long enough and it's late enough that I can't actually keep them in my mind anymore. Wait, isn't that internal? Did I do something weird? This is internal because these 4 are external. I just have 4 externals just sitting, staring at me. So that's internal, that's internal. There was probably a way to see that earlier. That means that's external. That means the line has to go left, which still doesn't solve anything. Feels very unreasonable that this didn't die yet. This can't be a 3. So I learned more about this box a little bit. I know one of these is an internal for the thing to continue on, and the other one is external. I know one of these is internal, one of them's external. Working along with that. Now one of these is internal, and one of them's external, working along with the other stuff. I don't think that's a resolvable pattern, like by itself. This is 3, 4, 5, 6. Why don't I have 8 written here? Why can't this be 8? I don't know. Seems like it can be 8. This can't be 1 or 2, but it can be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, not 7, or 8. No 7s here or here. There's gonna be like one tiny thing that breaks the entire puzzle for me, and I am really looking forward to finding out what it is. Is it time for this yet? I know 3 can't be in here. Oh, it must be time for this. But how? But how? How does one even work out where the regions are supposed to go? Well, I started by getting it wrong, and then I found out why it was wrong, and then I tried again, and I think the second time I stuck the landing pretty well. There's got to be something about how you can have 3s in this column here, but can't have them in here. Surely there's something. I'm not sure there actually is. Oh, well, this can't be a 3. That can't be a 3 or a 5. Can't be 5s. This didn't really help, but it was waiting to be written for a long time. All right, let's look at the 2 places you can put 3 in this box. If you put 3 here, does everything break? You'd have to put 3 here somewhere. means you'd have to put 3 here somewhere, which means you'd have to put 3 here somewhere. This all seems allowed so far. Is this going to be like... This feels like it's going to be a long deduction. Maybe there's something really simple. I don't know. If you put a 3 here... So there... It's not just about the fact that it's like in a row here. It's also whether it's in the external column or not. You can put a 3 in any of the 4 remaining external column spots. I am looking for places I can't put a 3. That's what I'm looking for. Hard to find many. Like, there are basically just these 2 things here. Sure, not a lot. Not a lot to work with. If 7's here... 7, 8, 7, I think this works fine. 2. Works completely fine. Wait, does it? Seven, 7. This has to be external. That can't... I should probably get rid of all those numbers in this cell. I feel like this is a, like, Y-wing or some shit. I don't know what a Y-wing is, by the way. I just have a feeling. My spidey sense is tingling. 7, 7. 8, 8. 2, 2. Works completely fine. 7, 7. 8, 8. Oh. 7, 7. 8, 8. 2, 2. Also works completely fine. What information is left in the puzzle that can resolve external digits for me? If I haven't worked out how to do it already. I think it's just where the line goes. Does the line go up or left? And to work out if the line goes up or right, not left, whatever. To work out if it goes there or there, I need to work out where the middle digit is. To work out where the middle digit is, I need to do something with... Fuck if I know. Threes or 5s, probably. Since these are the things I know anything about, right? I know that 3 can only be there, there, there. I know that. For those boxes. Here it's like a billion places. But I know this for those 3 boxes. It is very unfortunate that it can be here. Oh, wait. I was saying something completely untrue. It can also be out there. That is a lot of places that 3 can be. If this ends up looping back on itself, I'm going to lose my mind. Could 3 be here? I don't think 5 can be here. Like if 5 is here, then that has to be 5. Which means... No, it can still. Fuck. If that's 5, 3 has to be out here in this box. Which means it has to be in here in this box. That's allowed. If this is 5. Doesn't mean anything. What are these cells? Are they just everything? I think they're just everything. Except they can also be 7, maybe? Simon is combining both letter bullshit and set theory bullshit. I should do letters. That's a great idea. Wait, I'm in letters somehow. I don't even know how I got here. How did that even happen? We can say that what can we say? There are 2 universes that we can live in. We can live in the one where this is 8. If this is 8, then this is 8. That's not what I want. And then this becomes 2, and this becomes 2. And this becomes 7, and this becomes 7. That's one universe. In the other universe, this is 8, and this is 8. This is 2, and this is 2. And I don't actually know what 7 is. 7 can be... Wait, no, if this is 8, then this has to be 7, so that's 7. So we have a scenario where we don't know which of these tiles is external because we're not sure which of those universes we live in. Do we live in universe A, B, C? Or do we live in universe D, E, F? So the thing to do is break it somehow. You have to break one of these universes. EEF looks like it runs out of tiles. That has to be middle. Okay, I'm not sure why it runs out of tiles. Yeah, never mind. It seems completely fine. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Okay, good. I was gonna say, I was really close to having a 4, 5, 6 triple in here, but that could be a 3. That would be wild if there was like a triple in one of the potential parallel universes that I was meant to be looking for. 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. 3, 5. No. Three, 4, 6. Hitting the 9/A button swaps between letters and numbers. That makes sense. You assign each number a one-to-one correspondence with each number, then use that to solve the Sudoku. Genius. Genius stuff. I don't see why that universe breaks immediately. It is unclear to me. What's the other one? A, B, C. What cell is it going to end up being about? I know the ones in the external thing. What if it ends up being about the 6 in combination with this? That would hurt me. I would find that viscerally distressing. That can't be a 5. It took me a long time to see that. Oh god. Wait, this can't be a 6 either. I have not thought about these for a while, I guess. Quite restricted enough. Not quite restricted enough. maybe these can't be a 6. Because then we get into... it seems like they can be a 6 to me. I don't know. We go back to looking at this 3-5 bullshit. Like, the only asymmetry I see anywhere in the puzzle is that, basically. So there just kind of has to be something with that, or I just not seeing what thing to even work with. Very frustrating that, like, there can be a 3 in this row, and there can be a 3 in this row. Hold on. If the 3 is here, does it control anything about this? Not really. Oh, does it connect to here? What the fuck? It doesn't even connect to there. What about there? Hold on. If that's a 6. Then this is a 6. That's completely fine. It does mean this is a 6. But everything else can resolve however you want. Can it? Hold on. If this is a 6, if this is a 6, then that can't be a 6 anymore. So that has to be a 6 instead. Which means the only place a 6 can be here is there. Which means that the only place a 6 can be here is here. Which means the only place a 6 can be here is there. Fuck, I think I missed this tile before. There because of this. But 2, 2. So not there. So that. Well, I found a way to break the puzzle. I don't think it's useful. I think it's actually... I think it actually doesn't do anything. If this is a 6, though, then because these have to have a set of the numbers 1 through 8, there has to be a 6 down here, which would be here. So this is a 6, this is a 6. That pushes 6 out of these cells in here, so that has to be a 6. Naively, the stuff that remains that could be a 6 is that. Naively, that remains that could be a 6 at this point. Oh no, that's a 6, right? So that. Naively. However, these outer cells are a set of the digits 1 to 8. So, because this is a 6, that can't be a 6. And now we have a situation where we have 3 6s to place, but there are only 3 columns to place them in. So you have to place a 6 from this box in one of these 2 columns and a 6 from this box in one of these 2 columns. So you can't place a 6 there, which means you have to place the 6 in this box here, which means you can't place a 6 there. And because you have these 2, you have to place a 6 there. Fuck, this works, doesn't it? I thought I'd broken it. Man, I actually thought I'd broken it. Where did the rest of the 6s come from? That's unfair. That's OP. I missed the 6 on the right side of box 2 last time. Damn. Maybe the fact that these can only be 3 and 5 is what we actually look at. Can we, like, do something with 3s somewhere else? Like, I don't know. But, like, these can't be 3s. Where can 3s go at the moment? Somewhat too many places, probably. I am not seeing the deduction. But I am so willing to sit here forever with you, my patient friends. Bill House, how are you? Is it that? Is it that cell? What if it was? The cells so restricted. It's only a 4 or a 6. But if it's a 6, it kills that. So that feels like it matters. It's like if this were a 4, this would have to be a 6. I mean, that was a 6. Oof. Didn't quite kill enough. If this were a 4, this would be a 6. Nope. If this was a 6, this would be a 4. So that would be a 6. So that couldn't be a 6 anymore. So that would be a 6. Which would make that a 6. Forces that to be a 6. And there's a 6. There's a 6. It's like an exam problem for your nightmares. I'm going to just write stuff in. Say this is a 4. That's a 6. Makes that a 6. That makes that a 6. Because this is a 6, those can't be 6s, so that's a 6. And then we've got a situation where that's a 6, that's a 6. This has to be a 6, and this is a 6. Which resolves. The thing I was like vaguely interested in though is that that 6 up there has to be a 6. This has to be a 6. I'm wondering if that is that usually true? If this is a 4 instead of a 6, I mean nothing happens then. Basically, we looked at the universe where that was a 6. So what about the universe where this is a 6? This is now a 4. I think now we don't know much. We know there's a 6 here. The amount less that I know in this universe is very depressing to me. I know there's a 6 there. We know that... Why can't that be a 6? Hold on. I think that can be a 6. No, because of this bullshit. That the 6 has to be up there. So that can't be a 6, which means that there has to be a 6 in here, which means that there has to be a 6 in there. And because of this, I think that's an X-wing. That has to be the 6, which means that there has to be a 6 there. And once we're here, we get nothing else. There is no longer information. Actually, there is. Wait, does that unwind? No. Because these kill those. This kills that. This goes there. That unwinds to that. Still doesn't actually resolve though, does it? That can't be a 6 anymore. Hey, 5-4! Totally Remetti. Thanks for stopping by. This is blowing my mind. Some of the deductions have been very wonderful. Some of them have broken my will. Thanks for gifting Dorly Remetti a sub, Esram. Very kind. The deductions with the loop have just been so much fun. I have been stuck looking at this exact step for a very long time. I do not seem to be progressing. Am I looking for input? No. There's like probably one big deduction left and then the puzzle's done, so I'm just going to try to work out what it is, because everything's very, very, very close to falling into place. Almost all of my information is used. There is one tiny thing that's escaping me somewhere, I'm sure. It might even be pretty obvious. And I'm just not looking in the right place. How can it not be something to do with this, though? It's so cute. It's very impressive that you're able to set a puzzle this cool with, like, digits in mind to begin with. Oh. Look at sevens again. I haven't looked at sevens for a while. Is there just nothing else to look at? Should I place every 2? No. I haven't come to this for a while, but these are still here, aren't they? The 2s, the 8s, 7s. Took a break from looking at this, but maybe there's some way that this connects to something that I'm not seeing. You're supposed to do your final presentation 20 minutes ago, but your group members haven't shown. It sounds like it really will be your final presentation. Doesn't sound like it belongs to anybody else at this point. Bum, 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 bum. Did your daughter do it? Did she get it? Tough puzzle. No hints? Any hints? Does she like hints? You don't have to tell me everything about your daughter. It's fine. I am curious, though. I want to know the story. Oh, I'm not worried a 7-year-old out Sudoku'd me at all. 7-year-olds are smart. Have you seen the way kids can play chess? No, anything over like the age of 3, I think. I do not feel even slightly ashamed if they are better at something than I am. I have seen the way kids can play Tetris. I can't believe this, like, I thought the 16 clue would just make it easy. And instead, here we are. I'm slowly hunching into the fetal position. The puzzle has, like, truly broken my spirit and will. Fix my posture and I will solve the puzzle, you guarantee it. I'm now sitting slightly more upright. I hope you are proud of me. Three can go anywhere. Three can go almost anywhere. Three is somewhat restricted. can go almost anywhere. Wait a second. That cell's restricted. If this were a 3, that... Excuse me. If this were a 3, that has to be a 5. If this is a 3, that's a 3. Can I clear all of my coloring? I want to use more colors for other things. Three. They're true. No, wait. If this is a 3, that isn't a 3. If this is a 3... If this is a 3, anything can happen. Now, if this is a 3, that's a 5, which makes that's a 5. What does that have to do with anything? I'm losing my mind. It's late. If this is a 3, that's a 5. Wait, how does this even... How do these relate to each other? Do they just not relate in any way? That can't be a 5. I did it! I removed another digit. That can't be a 6, right? Making progress. I feel like there's this pattern. Does that unwind? How would that unwind? Does that somehow help it to unwind? With the 4-6 tile, eventually. But there are so many... Ugh. Six. Here's to do nothing. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. I've already looked at that before. Excuse me. 6. How does this one do anything? 6. What even, like, happens now? If this is 6, those two can be 6. Those can all be 6. Those can be 6. As I can tell, all of those can be 6. Those can be 6. Everything here can be 6. That sure seems useless. Alright, maybe it's not the 2 different 6s. It was the 2 different 5s. If this is 5... 5 there, 5 there, 5 there. Five here somewhere. 5 here, 5 here. I think that rolls these out, so that's a 5, so that can't be a 5. And then if this is a 5, that's a 5. 5 here. 5 here, so that isn't a 5, so that's a 5. Here. 5 anywhere in there. 5 there, 5 here. Again, that just doesn't give me any information, really. Oh, well, those can't be 5. Slightly more information than I thought, but, like, not enough. Unless... Looking for squares that are always 5s or never 5s, I guess. Like, I don't think that was ever a 5. Were these ever 5s? I don't think so. Wait, isn't this kind of OP? Let's do this one again real quick. If this is a 5, and one of these is a 5, means one of these is a 5, but not that one. This is taking out those, so one of these is a 5. Down here, that's not a 5. Wait. What? If this is a 5, one of these is a 5, that has to be a 5. So that's the 5 down here. One of these is a 5. This is completely different from the first time I did it. Shouldn't it be the same as the first time I did it? Not completely different? That's a 5. One of these three is a 5. That can't be a 5. This is now the only 5 available in this column. So I think this is actually the full solution of 5s, if that's a 5. Actually. Let's do it again. Here, here, but that dies this, this. That kills that, so this. That. These. But that exists, killing that. That kills this. Now these two are dead. That kills... Ah, what just happened? I just ruined my selection. Start again. 5, 5, 5, 5. 5 kills that. 5 here, that kills that. These get killed, that gets killed, that gets killed. This is one way to solve the 5s. If this is a 5, these are 5s, these are 5s, these are 5s. This is a 5, killing that. These are 5s. These are 5s. That dies. Does that seem about right? Would I ever do a chess stream or a streamer invitational like PogChamps? I have streamed chess before. I have streamed so many things. I feel like it kills a lot of 5s. Wait, did I just prove that was a 5? If this is a 5, those, that dies. This. That. Kills that, that. If this is a 5, those are 5s. That is the 5 if this is a 5. That is the 5 if this is a 5. Because this kills that, which kills that, and that kills that. That's a 5. I think that's real. I have spent so long staring at this not making progress that the idea that I could place a number is kind of upsetting to me, but I guess here we are. I think I placed a number. I note that somehow the puzzle still didn't solve. So given that this is a 5, I mean, this must have told me something that is useful, surely. What's going on with 3s now? Should we do the same thing with this 3s thing? I'm so upset. I resolved them. Now give me all of the rest of the puzzle. Wow, this keeps going. Actually, this just keeps going forever. Good grief. Alright, we looked at the 2 5s. Let's look at the 2 4s. No. Let's look at the 2 3s, because I have a 3 and a 5 in the grid. So let's look at this 3. If this is a 3, that's a 3. Which means there's a 3 here, there's a 3 here. There's a 3 there. 3 here, obviously that's a 3. That looks like it's all, I mean, this kills that. This exists and matters, maybe. Alright, so if this is a 3, that's where the 3's can be. Now what about if this is a 3? All of those are dead immediately. So there's something here. That's a 3. Something here. Stuff in there. These are that. These, that. I think I successfully removed a 3 from one cell. I understand how that's happening, though. This feels like something I could apply more regularly. So if this is a 3, then that's obviously not a 3. And if this is a 3, then this thing's 3 has to be in here, so that's not a 3. I should be able to do that in other places, too. Well, now the 3 can only be here or here in this box. So if this is a 3, then we are looking at that. If this is a 3, then we're looking at that. It's not the same. If this is a 3, we're looking at that. If this is a 3, we're looking at that. No, it needs to go upwards and sideways, so these ones are too far off the grid, I think. Except this can look at that. No. Well, the 4s. This one looks at that, and this one doesn't. This one look at, like, that, though, somehow? This one looks at that, because it goes there, and then this goes to here. So this looks at that, and this looks at that. So these two both look at that, so that's not a 4. Alright, can I do the same sort of thing with 6s? These both look at that? No. I'm not sure I can do the same thing with 6s. You solved it, now you can watch the rest of the stream from the comfort of your bed. Well done. Six. Why did that work with the 4s and stuff, but not with the other things? So, what do I even remove? Does it see that? No. This. This. No. This. What the fuck? This. Sees all of those? Is that right? So does this mean that can't be a 5? If this is a 5, then that's a 5, so that can't be a 5. So these two see that cell. Is I think, the point of all of this. These two together see that cell. Is that right? Because this means a 6 has to be here. But they don't see anything else. But it's like something, probably. We're chipping away. These two see something together? Doesn't feel like it. Yeah, it's just the power of these things. These two see something together. They both see that. They don't both see that. Does it like bounce again? Because there's only this left. This kills that, this forces that. So yeah, that's not good. Wait, if this forces that. Also, yeah, okay, I see. Hey, I did something. I removed some more numbers from the grid. I feel like that's kind of a big deal. I wonder how I can remove the rest of the numbers from the grid. Woof. I have 2 4 6s now. They both see this. But not in a useful way, right? Does it see something in a useful way? This bounces to here, to here, to here. But then it stops. Wait, if this is a 4, that's a 4. Oh, if this is a 6, that's a 6, that's a 4. If this is a 6, and that's a 4, there has to be a 4 there. Which means there can't be a 4 here. That's a 6 and that's a 4. There can't be a 4 here. There's a 6 here. There's a 6 here. Yeah, there's just a 4 there, though. I don't understand which, like, chains matter and which ones don't. My brain is not big enough. It's like when 2 cells in the same box or column see the same thing? But also I need there to only be 2 places for something to be. And I need them to see a useful cell. They're not seeing useful cells. Maybe there's some sort of chain with the outer things? Now that I have this. What if there's a chain with the outer things? Like, does this see an outer thing somewhere? If this is a 6, and that's a 6. Useless. If this is a 6, useless. This is a 3. infinity has to be there, by the way. 5 has to be here. Maybe something with these two 5s? Since one of them's on the border column. Nah, there's like nothing. They don't see enough of the grid. I believe this isn't more than it is. I just need to prove that that breaks somehow. But what if it doesn't break? What if it's just the correct solution? It's such a specific solution. You would think I would be able to break something somewhere if it was wrong. I'm saying all of these would be 5s. This is kind of bifurcating, but like, I have places to be tomorrow. I'm saying all of these are 5s. That's a 6. Wow, this did surprisingly little. I assumed if I put all of those in, like, the rest of the puzzle would, you know, follow. And then I'd be like, oh, something doesn't work. But instead, I put all of them in and it was just like, yep, and now what? Which is such a good question. There's something to do with, like, chaining things. Between offset boxes, and I don't understand it. Who wants to give me a hint? Because I want to go to sleep. Somebody give me... I mean, is this even something that can be a hint? Somebody give me a, like, next step to prove. The 4-6 plus set theory. This and this? If I deleted all the color and recolored, I might see things. I'm fascinated by this supposition, so let's give it a go. You think if I delete all color and recolor, I might see things? How are you intending for me to recolor? Were you thinking that I'd do this? Because this is just, I mean, for starters, I made it a much worse color to read. But also I don't know how this is meant to be helping me more. Like, I already knew all of this. Was these colors. That was not beyond me. Sounds like maybe y'all have trouble looking at my notes. I'm not sure that I do, though. The 4s and 6s with set theory. If this is a 6, then that's a 6. I don't see what that does. How does that interact in any way? The 4, 6, and box 7 specifically. Okay, let's look at this. That's fine. If this is a 4, what does that have to do with set theory? What is set theory? Who's it in a set with? Interesting question. Then a set with that somehow? Gosh, I already looked at this and decided that it... Oh? Has more power than I realized. If it's a 4, this breaks. Is that true? No way. If it's a 4, it breaks. It was that easy? It was just there the entire time? If this is a 4, then one of these is a 4. One of these two is a 4. Which means that has to be a 4. That has to be a 4. And this is broken. So it can't be a 4. It has to be a 6, I think. Which, of course, doesn't actually solve the puzzle, probably? Because this thing never dies. This is a 4-5 double. This is a 3-6 double. Ah, I can't type anymore. 3-6 double means those aren't 6s, so that's a 2-4 double. Oh yeah, well, the 6 being in this box already. Solved that one for me. Alright, let's look at this 4-5. Maybe this breaks somehow. If this is a 4, okay, that is restricting the rest of this column. So that's a 4. Some brick though. What if this one's a 4? I know literally nothing. Wait. Oh, hold on. This is the only place for a 4 in the outer thing. So actually that has to be a 4. So that can't be a 4. Because that has to be a 4. So none of those are 4s. It's a little bit more reduced. I have a digit in the 6th box. Oh, I have a 6. Maybe I should have just looked at my 6s when I got a 6 in the puzzle. Maybe that would have been better than what I did. Like it's a 5, it's a 4, 5, 6. Are we getting somewhere here? Is there only 7 in this box? Nope, that's not true. There are 2 7s in that box. There is one very straightforward thing to observe. And I just need to see it, and then the puzzle's over. Where is it? Ugh. Oh, is it this? That can't be a 6. I can't believe it wasn't that. How can I discover another thing without solving the puzzle from here? That's just hard to believe. Nice progress? Yeah, maybe. I hope so. Oh, that's a 3. Okay. Alright, 4, 3. 5, 3. 7, 4, 8, 6, 5, 5, 7, 2, 8, 4, 6, 5, 4, 2, 4. No, I didn't solve the puzzle yet. I didn't draw the line. No, 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 no. It's not finished. Ah. Well, that was a good puzzle. That was a good puzzle. And my line disappeared. Don't remember where it goes. Which box is this? 4? And then 6, and then 8, and then 7, and then we go to 5, and then to 3. I don't like that color either. This is hugely problematic. I don't like any of the colors that I've ended up with. I had such beautiful colors, and then Twitch chat told me to get rid of them. Twitch chat, why? I liked them so much. Oh. The recoloring suggestion was toward using extremes and sets together to solve region 1. Oh. I just had to look at this, apparently. I just had to see what happened if I put a 4 into that and observed that the universe broke. Yeah, I don't know. There were some pretty tough, like, chains of logic toward the end. I'm not very good at those. I saw the beginning was pretty cool, though. That was more my vibe. Much better. All right, GG. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. That took me about 2 hours longer than I was planning to spend on it. I'm gonna go now. I'll see you tomorrow, though.